All right, let's just jump right in. We're going to talk about how that device, yeah, the one you're probably holding in your hand right now, is completely changing the game for how we learn at work. We're talking about turning every single pocket into a classroom. But, before we get into all the cool new stuff, let's take a step back. Let's remember what things used to be like. To really get why this is such a big deal, we have to look at the world mobile learning is totally turning on its head. Remember this? Come on, you know what I'm talking about. Getting that email, the mandatory all-day training workshop. You'd have to block off your entire day, drive to some stuffy windowless conference room, and just sit there through endless PowerPoint slides. For so long, that was just how it was done. Super rigid, a total pain, and it always felt like it was pulling you away from the work you actually needed to do. Well, the great news is that whole model is basically going the way of the dinosaur. It's becoming a relic of the past. That one-size-fits-all, sit-down-and-be-quiet approach, yeah, it's being replaced by something way more flexible and, honestly, a lot more powerful. And that something more powerful is exactly what we're here to talk about: mobile learning. So let's get into it. Let's really look at how this shift is literally putting a whole classroom right into the palm of your hand. Okay, so what are we really talking about when we say M-learning? At its core, it's super simple. It's the freedom to learn whenever and wherever you want. It means you can access that course, watch that video, or take that quick quiz on your commute, while you're waiting for coffee, on your lunch break, basically any time you have a few spare minutes. And here's the crazy part. The scale of this is just mind-blowing. We're talking about 5 billion smartphone users worldwide. The potential reach is absolutely massive. Think about that. The hardware, the infrastructure for this learning revolution. It's already in place. It's already in people's pockets. And look, this isn't some pie-in-the-sky futuristic idea. It's happening right now. A whopping 67% of people are already using their phones for work-related learning. They didn't wait to be told, they just started doing it. So the smartest companies are realizing they're not inventing a new behavior, they're just catching up to where their employees already are. Okay, so we get it. It's a huge trend. But why? What makes it so effective? Let's break down the real, tangible benefits that are making this such a game changer. When you put them side by side, the difference is just stark. You can see it right here. We're leaving behind that old world of rigid schedules, high costs, and a one-size-fits-none approach. And we're moving toward a world where learning is available anytime, anywhere. It's way more cost-effective, and this is the big one, it's personalized. It's a total paradigm shift. So let's drill down on these advantages. Flexibility, that means learning on the train, not in a conference room. Higher engagement, we're talking about bite-sized, interactive content that you can finish in 5 minutes, not a 5-hour lecture. And this is so important. Better knowledge retention. That's because of just-in-time learning. You can literally pull up a quick tutorial right before you have to do a task. And guess what? That information sticks. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The numbers are incredible. We're seeing a 50% increase in engagement, a 40% reduction in costs. And maybe most impressively, 70% of employees say they feel more productive. These aren't just fluffy feelings. These are hard numbers that impact the bottom line. Okay, numbers are great, theory is great. But what does this actually look like when a real company does it? Let's check out a couple of success stories from some brands you'll definitely recognize. First up, Starbucks. I mean, we all know them. And think about their challenge for a second. They have this huge global army of baristas, and they all need to be trained to the exact same high standard. It's a perfect test case for mobile learning, right? So their problem was massive. How in the world do you train more than 300,000 people scattered across thousands of stores to make that perfect latte every single time? Well, their solution was brilliant. They built an app with these short, easy-to-digest videos and quizzes that a barista could pull up right there on the floor during a bit of downtime. It made learning just a natural part of their day. And the result? It's pretty amazing. They cut down the training time for new hires by 40%. 40! That is a huge win for efficiency, for their costs, and, of course, for all of us who want our coffee made just right. All right, now let's jump to a totally different world. Let's talk about the pharmaceutical industry with Pfizer. This is a place where having the absolute latest information isn't just nice, it's non-negotiable. Think about a Pfizer sales rep. They're constantly on the road, going from one doctor's office to another. They need the most up-to-date info on new products, new regulations, right then and there. So, Pfizer built a mobile platform that lets them do exactly that. A rep can literally be sitting in their car, and just before walking into a meeting, they can do a quick 5-minute refresher course. How powerful is that? And again, this wasn't just about making things easier, it was about making them better. They saw a 50% jump in how well their reps remembered critical product information. This is the perfect example of that just-in-time learning we talked about. It makes people more effective and, you've got to believe, way more confident when they walk into that meeting. So, okay, Starbucks, Pfizer, these are amazing stories. But let's be honest for a second. It's not like you just flip a switch and it all works perfectly. It's not magic. You need a solid plan. So let's talk about why some of these initiatives fail, and more importantly, how you can make sure yours succeeds. So what are the big tripwires? Where do companies mess this up? Well, yeah, you can have tech glitches and getting people on board can be tough, but look at this. The number one killer of mobile learning by a long shot is just bad content, plain and simple. If what you're offering is boring, or if it has nothing to do with my job, or if it's just a giant PDF I have to pinch and zoom, I'm just not gonna do it. Nobody would. So if that's what not to do, what's the playbook for success? It's actually pretty straightforward. First, don't try to boil the ocean. Start small with a pilot program. Second, and this is crucial, design your content for the phone. That means short videos, quick quizzes, not giant documents. Third, make it engaging. Use things like badges or leaderboards to make it feel a little like a game. And finally, you have to get managers to buy in. They need to treat this as a real, valuable part of the job, not just another thing they have to do. You know, when you step back and look at all this, you realize we're not just talking about a new way to do training. It's bigger than that. What we're really seeing is a fundamental change in who gets access to knowledge and when. This idea of democratizing education really hits the nail on the head. Think about what that means. It means that a brand new employee working in a store 1,000 miles from headquarters can get the exact same world-class training as a senior manager at the main office. The old barriers, location, time, access, they're just crumbling away. And that, right there, is the real power of all of this. Forget efficiency for a second. The real magic is that this democratizes opportunity. It levels the playing field. It's about giving every single person in an organization, no matter their role or location, the chance to learn, to get better at their job, and to build a real career. So I guess I'll just leave you with this one thought. The tech is here. The proof that it works is clear. The only question left is, are workplaces ready? Are they ready to really embrace this and unlock all that incredible potential that's sitting right now in everyone's pocket?